Howdy folks, hope everyone can hear me. It's been a few days since I made a post, but as always, enough things happen in my absence from posting that it always gives me some interesting stuff to talk about as we move forward on this journey to find out about how we can do motorcycle club stuff fun. Video is sideways. Really? I wonder why. Well, let's I guess I'll have to discover why the video is sideways. That really sucks because I don't feel like holding this phone. Is it better now? You flip, but don't worry. I can hear you. Yeah, I guess that's not even the problem anymore. Okay, let's see. How's that? Okay, so I think we're probably straight up and down now. Now I've got to hold the darn phone. Must be, I don't know, this phone technology. But anyway, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you all so much for your support. It's outlandish, it's crazy, it's outrageous. The pre-sales for President's Bible are just, it's scary. Especially when I haven't finished the book yet. So a lot of times when I write books, I can tell you that I've started on a few books and just thrown them away, like no one's gonna like this, or started all over again. So when you have a book that someone has already prepaid for, you don't get to throw it away. You got to finish it. So I can tell you that whenever I write books, I'm always a little bit terrified. Nobody's going to like this stuff. So I'm always amazed that people still are buying Prospects Bible at the numbers that they're buying it at. Like, they just keep on buying Prospects Bible and keep on buying it and keep on buying it. And every month I'm selling more of them. It's crazy. So now Sergeant at Arms Bible is starting to pick up, and that's really cool. And the PRO's Bible is starting to pick up, and of course that's my most controversial book because so many clubs don't have PROs, and so many traditional clubs are mad at me because I would even give that book an audience. But I got to tell you, if you have if you have a motorcycle club, it's just really important that you have somebody that can handle the public relations. You got to have someone that can handle the media, and if you don't, the first time your motorcycle club gets into trouble, you will see what having someone that can handle the media can do for you. What's up, Ryan Pesco? My Black Sabbath brother, Strictly Business, Dragon Smoke. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you buying my book. What's up, Iceman 1? Man, it's so cool to have you guys all on. So, I got to tell you that President's Bible is coming along, and I have just started writing my first children's book called My Dad Has a Motorcycle and He's in a Motorcycle Club. Something like that. And hopefully I'm just now dropping this on my brother, Strictly Business, who will be doing the graphics for that book. He'll be doing the artistry. He'll be drawing the photos that your kids will be looking at, the artwork. Good to find out on here, isn't it, sir? So I'm almost finished with that book. It's really going to be cool, my first kids book, and I hope that you guys all like it. What's up, Brian T in Honolulu? Aloha. You guys have a symbol or something? when you say aloha? You guys do something? Something. Can't remember what it is. Aloha. Oh, don't say strictly business. You can draw this stuff. You know what? My brother's an artist, and he wants to be a security engineer for computers instead. He's like the best artist in the world. It's called a shaka. Okay? Shaka. So he's the best like artist in the world. And instead he wants to save people's computers for humanity. Like if you try to break into one of his mini networks around the world, you're going to get shocked and blown up, and your computer's going to self-destruct. He'd rather do that than draw. But he has drawn the cover for Sergeant at Arms Bible, my own Black Sabbath brother, and he's drawing the cover for my book, President's Bible, and then he will be doing my kids' novel, which is only going to be like 40 drawings. Come on. How hard could it be? I think it's the hang loose symbol, says Ryan. It's called a shaka, Ryan. Shaka. But I don't remember the symbol. Something like this. Something that you do. But hello to Honolulu. Hello to Tampa. So that's my... And actually, believe it or not, my children's book will actually be done, depending on my artist, before President's Bible. That's going to be really cool. Anyway, those of you who want to pre-order President's Bible, I'm selling it for $15 for all of my fans out there. And all you have to do is go to PayPal, go to send money. It's jbunchii@aol.com. The description will be in the bottom down there in my descriptors. And you'll be able to go and get it. I'm giving it to you for $15, no postage and handling, and that's worldwide. So if you're in Australia, you can actually get my book for $15, which is what you'll never be able to do on Amazon. All right, now, what else? I will be in, the Kings of the South are having their big party in Atlanta. Not this coming weekend, but the next. I will be at that party for those who have my book and want me to sign one, and I plan to be there selling books. And also, I will be at the National Roundup, Bikers Roundup in St. Louis, Missouri, August 2nd through August the 6th, hanging out and having a great time. All right. So let's get into this subject that I call Thieving President. And Thieving President, man, oh man. Boy, you guys hate your presidents, don't you? I can tell by the way you treat them. Certainly by the way my poor presidents get treated. And I had to talk about Thieving President because it's happened to so many presidents that I know. Those of you who are presidents, you can just tell these folks how you feel, because I swear I have heard more stuff about thieving presidents, and I'm so sick of it. How do you order my new book? Somebody just said that. Just once again, if you're going to pre-order it, go to PayPal, send money. You're going to send money to jbunchii@aol.com, and you're going to send $15, and you got to put your name, address, put President's Bible in the subject line, your name, address, and your email address, so I can let you know I got your money. And as soon as I get that book done, Kansas City. I thought the roundup was in Kansas City. Isn't that what I said? Kansas City, Missouri? That's what I said. Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Missouri. It goes there every 10 years or something. So that's how you do it. Send money, send the $15 PayPal, and then I got you. Name and address and email address. So, Thieving President. Man, you folks. You folks. How many times must the president be accused of stealing? A lot of you like to believe that the president is just one major thief. A lot of you like to believe, and you want to believe, and it makes you feel good to believe that the president is a thief. And I hear it all the time. No, I said, what's up, Bang out there in the UK? It's good to see you, brother. So I thought I would do this video because I'm so sick of all these people who always want to call the president a thief. And a lot of you guys want to believe the president is a thief. A lot of you guys will say the thieving president, and you actually, then you get me with this. So I just wanted to take some time to let you know that whereas some presidents may steal, for the most part, your president spends more money out of his pocket than he could ever steal from the motorcycle club. Respect to you in Canada out there. Borrowing without asking. We're going to talk about some of that. Noob subscriber in Maine. It's good to see you, Chris H. Thank you for subscribing. So we look at what's going on, and especially for you suckers who can't count. A lot of times you get this idea of the president stealing because the president's the one that's handling the money. And we all know that presidents shouldn't handle money. But when members don't do what members are supposed to do, there's got to be somebody that's going to get the job done. And a lot of times that only somebody that we're talking about is the president. And if he doesn't do it, it doesn't get done. So a lot of you can't count suckers. Like, we have $2,000 in the bank, and the clubhouse is $1,200 a month, and 2 months have gone by, and somebody says, well, where's the damn money? 2 months of rent just got paid, and you haven't even paid your dues. What the hell do you mean, where's the money? Where do you think the money went? Now, I remember the founder of the Black Sabbath Nation. He bought a several $million home on top of a mountain in California. And I remember back then members were saying he stole that money from the club. But when the club has enough money to buy you a several $million home, then maybe. But these non-counting creeps who sit around and refuse. Thank you, Richard Griffin. These non-counting creeps who sit around and refuse to take responsibility, and then they want an accounting for every penny. Well, maybe you borrowed the money without asking and then you put it back. Like, if they only knew how much money presidents spend out of their own bank accounts to keep clubs afloat, maybe they would be more careful before they threw around these scurrilous accusations. And I tell you, if you're a president and you're working your butt off for the club, I can promise you that when someone does something like that to you, they break your heart. They break your heart into two pieces. They make you want to break down and cry. I can remember when I was paying for the websites, I was paying for the email accounts, I was paying for, oh my goodness, I was spending my own money to make trips across the country to ride, and some idiot who wasn't even current on his dues once accused me of stealing. And it hurt me. It made me want to cry. It makes you want to hurt somebody, because presidents work hard. They work hard to make this happen. They are the last standing person. And a lot of times when you don't do your job as treasurer, as business manager, as member, a lot of times when you haven't paid dues in forever, A lot of times you look around and that stuff got done because the president did it. Just want to say I learned so much from your videos. Makes me more eager to prospect in the MC family. Always do your best and work your hardest, and the MC family will be glad to have you. Now, there are some things that presidents shouldn't do. As a president, if somebody questions your integrity, you shouldn't get mad. It's just what members do, especially the members that belong to the Tater family. I've talked about the Taters before. I'm going to do another video about the Taters, but you know the Tater family, the hesitator, the commentator, the rotator, those guys who will spread discontent in the club because they have nothing better to do. They exist. They're out there. But they seem the most powerful when you give them a platform. Like they bring up something that's really not true and you fall for that crap and you start arguing. That's when the Taters win. So there are some things that presidents should do. Whenever someone questions you or your integrity, don't get mad. That's what they do, President. They don't know any better. Evening, John O. So there's other things that you can do as a president. Make sure that you don't handle money. Presidents shouldn't be handling money. Don't touch money. Make those other idiots do it. Make them touch the money. Because the first time you touch the money, they start to question you. Now, sometimes you don't have any choice because your club is small and you're doing everything. You're the business manager, you're the treasurer, you're paying the rent, you're doing it all. But I'll give you a secret. If you're doing it all, then you don't have an MC. You have posers. You have imposters. You have guys that are making you do everything, and they're not going to be thankful. What they're going to do is they're going to hold you hostage, and they're going to come back and they're going to blame you. And it's going to be your own fault. Why is it your own fault? It's your own fault because you're not making them be an MC. Force them to be an MC. If you've got a treasurer and he's not doing his job, let the lights get turned off. What's up, Ron Z? What's up, Keith Lipscomb? Force that guy. Force him. Let the lights get cut off in the clubhouse. Let the landlord come and send an eviction notice and say, well, you voted for that guy to do that job and I'm not doing it for you because you want to call me a thief. Oh, it's really amazing when you put your hard work and your effort, everything you can put in. Someone says that the club, you owe the club money. Another thing you have to remember is as a president, you cannot afford to mix your personal money into the club money. Because if you're the one running the money and you're not supposed to be, because you shouldn't be, and you know that they have no choice, this is just how they do, they're going to come at you one day. And so you took your rent money and you put it in to make sure that the club rent was paid, and then you pulled your money back out. As a president, you got to let people know if that's what you're doing. You can't do that. You got to be above board. You got to call a meeting and say, hey, listen, our bills aren't being paid. I got to mix my own money in and I'll be taking it back out. Because there's some idiot. These guys, they can't count. I mean, their counting skills are amazingly messed up. Like they don't seem to understand that we got, this nut we got to crack every month and it's being cracked. Well, these guys aren't asking what money's coming in. They're always looking at the money that's going out. So this is another reason that you keep these cats honest. You make them do their jobs. As president, you can't be a babysitter. Because if you're a babysitter, they don't love you for that. Eventually, they begin to resent you for it. And why wouldn't they? They're grown men that you want to treat like children. So you don't let those folks get away with not doing their jobs. Because if you do, you'll be called a thieving president. Now, that's not to say that some presidents don't steal. So the MC is responsible. If you're an MC, you are responsible to do your job. Well, what is your job? When I was a member, my first several years in the club, I had no idea what the hell was going on. All I was doing was partying and riding motorcycles. And if that's what you're going to do, and you're not going to participate in what keeps the motorcycle club running, then be the last one with something to say. Let everybody else do what they're going to do, because you ain't doing nothing. You're not contributing. If you're back on your dues, what do you have to say? You haven't even paid into the pot. You haven't even paid to play. I don't even know why motorcycle clubs let you stay in, Mr. Back on his dues. Those are also often the people with the most to say. The folks that have done the very least. The folks that haven't done much at all. The folks who have so much to say but haven't done anything. They want to call somebody a thief. It's amazing to me. It's absolutely amazing, because they're silly. And all they do is take up a whole bunch of time with a whole bunch of BS. And they should have been kicked out a long time ago. But you can't kick them out when they call you a thief, then you look bad. So handle your business, President, as it goes. If you're a member, it's your job to be a member. Members are concerned with what's going on with the club. Members are concerned with what's going on with the finances. Members are concerned with what's going on with the officers. If you're a member and you have an officer that's not doing his job, let him know. We haven't seen you in the last 4 meetings. You haven't been participating. You're an officer and you're back on your dues. Stand to make your club better. Get off of this pity pat thing we do. Get off of this decree by telephone, and we're going to sit on the telephone and down members and question people. If someone is making accusations about your president, your thieving president, don't sit and listen to that garbage. Call that phone meeting up. Go have that meeting at the club and make everybody stand for who they are. Hey, we want the president. You say the president stole something? Let's not talk about it in private. Let's talk about it right now in front of everybody. When these people start this rumor mill central, it's your time to shut it down. That's what you're supposed to do as a member. Shut it down. Hey, you're talking about my brother right there. So let's see the books. But if you're not doing anything, why should you care about the books? The clubhouse is open, bro. Here we are. Presidents, it's a difficult job because it's a thankless job. Everybody wants everything, but nobody wants to chip in. Snoop Dogg had a song. Everybody wants some of this gin, but nobody wants to chip in. This kind of thing happens all the time. It's the way it is. It's the way of people. It's hard to get people who really want to give. It's hard to get people who really want to participate. Everybody wants the colors on their back. But that guy with that president on his chest, he's the guy that has to make sure that everything runs and that the club works. And he has the most thankless job. Most thankless. The least thankful job of them all. It's very difficult for him. And so I ask you, brothers, to think about your president before you get to accusing, before you get to calling him a thief, before you get to accusing him of the most dastardly things. Like I had a guy say, you just want to, you're so lucky you just get into all the dances for free. Really. And that's why I'm doing this, so I can get into the annual dances for free. Are you serious? I've had other guys, oh man, with that president's patch, you're getting so much sex from the women. Bro, I got sex from the women before I was even in a motorcycle club. My cowboy hat gets me sex from women. I don't need a president's patch. Give me a break. But people believe that. They believe the most worst, negative, nasty things. And I see guys all the time that want to be the president, but couldn't make a presidential decision if it bit them in their presidential less ass. And then they want to call somebody a thief. The president, he used our money to buy a new truck. Do you know how much new trucks cost? A lot of times presidents are robbing Peter to pay Paul because they call you, man, I can't get you any money till next month. Man, my wife, my dog, my child, my children, my car, my bike. So where does he get the money from? I'll ask the presidents out there, where do you get the money from when the club falls short? Where do you get the money from when the club can't make it happen? How many times have you robbed Peter to pay Paul? And how many times have they ever said thank you? How many times have they ever asked for a count on that? Mr. President, how much money have you spent? How much of your time have you given? Guys want you to ride all over the country with them like it's your job. Has anybody ever offered any gas money? When you think about that president and how hard he's working to make your organization happen, think about how you break his heart when you accuse him of some dastardly shit. Forgive my language, I'm trying to stop cursing. So, I ask you brothers to be real brothers. I want you to think about what it takes to make your motorcycle club go to the next level. What it takes to be really about this when you start all that negativity, all those lies, talking about the very bad things you can talk about when it comes to your president. That's not brotherhood. Presidents, there are some things you shouldn't do. You shouldn't get mad when people want to count the money. Smile and let them count it. Keep everything above board. Keep everything in the open. Don't be proud. Don't mix your own money. If you have to mix your money into the club, let the club know. If you have to readjust, hey, last month I gave the club $2,000. This month I'm taking it back. Don't do that in private. It looks bad. It gives them the rope they need to hang you. Instead, keep everything on that playing field where people can see what you're doing. Because I promise you, they're not grateful. They're not grateful unless they can see it and can't and write it out and justify it. And it'll be amazing to you, the ones that want to do the most justification, do the least in the club. And to me, I find that truly amazing and awfully sickening. But it is the truth. It's how it works. Well, do I have any questions? No questions? Oh, I might have a question. Let me see. So, John O says he makes it happen in his club. He makes it happen out of his pocket. I know. A lot of presidents do. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't any thieves out there. I'm not saying that there are not presidents that are thieving and stealing. Those are out there, and when they are, we always find them. And when we find them, we know what to do with them. But I can promise you, good evening, Mr. Bradley. I can promise you Mr. Bradley says, we. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about right now. But I can promise you this. The overwhelming majority of presidents that you find out there in the MC, they're probably robbing Peter to pay Paul to make it happen because one of you didn't pay your dues. I say treat the MC like you would treat a bill. It is a responsibility because you swore to it. You swore an allegiance. I swear to uphold the brother, blah, blah, however you do it. Some people do it on their knees with ice water being thrown on you. Other people do it with a hand on a Bible in a nice warm room. Whatever the club feels is the way that you got to do that. Tell the wife I said hello down in Savannah down there. However you guys got to do that. But you swore to uphold the principles of the MC and follow the bylaws and be a good citizen of the MC. And if you take an active role, the president can step back and do his presidential job. He doesn't have to be the president and the treasurer and the road captain too. Think about that when you get to running your mouth. Think about how hard that guy might be working. Do some addition. It's simple. You know about what the bills are, don't you? And if you don't, shame on you. You know how much beer is in the refrigerator? You can do a count, figure out what's going on, and see that your dues are $40 a month and all the bills in the club are paid. There's no money to steal anything, is there? Somebody, Ron Z said, the books should be open to all members. What do you? So I got two questions. Okay, yeah, the book. Okay, so we also need to do a video on that. Sure, the book should be open to all members. All dues-paying members in good standing should be able to see the books any darn time they want to see them. And your bylaws should say that, and if they don't, you should make them say that. You know, you can get the bylaws amended through a vote in a good club, traditional club. But hell yeah, you should be able to see the books at any time. At any time. But think about it. When you demand to see the books, I want to see the books right now. I mean, at least have done some mental calculations in your mind. You know, don't come running up. We had $2,000, now we got $1,000, and it's the first of the month and it's rent time. I mean, people get disgusted by that kind of stuff. So there's a good way and a right way to do everything. And yes, you should see everyone should have a copy of bylaws, and you should be able to see the books at any time. In fact, in my club, it's a mandatory thing that in the meeting, one of the first things that happens is that we go over the books. Break them suckers out. You know, we do a prayer in my club, but not every club does that. We do a prayer, we take roll, and then we pull out the books. This is what happened with the books, and they're right here. If you want to see them, come sit down. And then we move on to other business. So that's, and still, I've had presidents and be accused of funny stuff. Like, and it hurts them. It hurts those guys. It hurt me when I used to do that sort of thing. It hurt me. Sometimes the most egregious things get attributed to the president, and that guy's just busting his butt. And I love presidents. I have a lot of them that work for me. They're incredible guys. I've only ever really had a couple bad presidents ever. Everybody else has just really been busting their butt. Now, somebody said, what do you think about a good president that is narcissistic? There is no good narcissistic president. If you're narcissistic, you're not a good president. You're not a good person. You have a personality disorder. You have a trait. You need to go get that seen. You might need Jesus. So, I don't see how, I think narcissism is just such a bad personality trait. You're not a good person at all. You're a narcissist. So a lot of narcissists become presidents. Are they good presidents? Well, you don't have to be a good president to make things happen. You can, Hitler was a leader who was able to make things happen, but by most accounts, folks wouldn't say that he was necessarily a great leader. They would say he was a narcissist at the end of all of his great leadership skills. And so he had some great leadership skills, but at the end of all those great leadership skills were terrible things. Napoleon too. So, no, I don't think a narcissist is a good leader, personally. Hope that answers that question. Any more questions? What's up, Christian? How do you continue to call the guy brother that calls you a thief after you prove them wrong? Oh my goodness. So, Mr. Griffin, it's called forgiveness. Yeah, that thing. And you have to understand that people, by the nature of them being people, they're going to make mistakes. They're going to be greedy. They're going to be petty. They're going to be jealous. They're going to lie. They're going to cheat. They're going to steal. They're going to do things that are less than good, that are less than kind, that are less than humane. And it is your capability to forgive them and love them again, even though they've hurt you. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons you learn about any family, whether it's blood family or extended family. Who can hurt you more than a person that you love? Judas turned Jesus in, they say, for 30 pieces of silver. So how could he get into heaven? Well, he could. He could get forgiveness. Well, I've heard some people say God forgives, but the motorcycle club doesn't, and that might be your motorcycle club, and maybe you have no forgiveness. But if you're going to love people, most specifically the people in your MC, you're going to have to be able to damn forgive them, because they're stupid, and they're going to do stupid things, but they are your brothers, and so they deserve forgiveness. And believe me, I've had to forgive, and it hasn't been easy at all times to forgive. But that's why I talk about this stuff, because I have forgiven, and I have reestablished brotherhood relationships with guys that hurt me so bad they made me weep from my soul for months. It's hard to trust them again, and it's uneasy, but you can get back there, I promise. Somebody said when we do our meeting, we bring Excel spreadsheets and bank statements, and we go over it as well after the opening prayer. I think it's important to do that, and you're above board when you do that, and the MC flourishes when you do that. One Love Dragon, what makes a strong president, and how do you become one? What makes a strong president is three things. One, the continual support, the continual pursuit of knowledge and information. You don't know it all, and until I write President's Bible, there's no book on how to do this. And even after I write President's Bible, there'll still be more you need to learn. So one is the continual pursuit of knowledge. Two is the continual pursuit of excellence. Believe me, when I first started as a president, I sucked. I got better. My old commanding officer used to say of my submarine, we all deserve the right to get smarter later. So that meant as long as you're in the game, you can still do it better. As long as you're president, you can do it better than you did yesterday. Just because you made a mistake yesterday doesn't mean you have to make the same mistake tomorrow. You can do it better. But he also used to say, that being said, the stupid shall be punished. So you got to get smarter, faster, quicker, because being unsmart means that you're going to be punished. And then the third thing is being able to say, I'm sorry and I'm wrong. I'm sorry and or I'm wrong. Or I was wrong and I'm sorry. You know, people will let you go a long way if you apologize. That's the great American thing, is the comeback. That's the great American dream, the great American principle, is being able to come back and say, you know what? I didn't have all the information. I made up my mind too quick. I was pissed off. I started cursing. I really shouldn't have talked to you that way. You got to try to treat people with respect. You praise in public. You criticize in private. You build your people up to be better than you were. I have training courses and programs and things for my folks because I didn't have that. So I'm trying to train my replacement. When I started as a national president 7 years ago, I sucked compared to today. So every single day I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to do better. I will apologize. I try not to be as obstinate as I was. And I'm hoping that makes me a good president. And I'm seeking specialized knowledge that I didn't have yesterday. How to counsel better. I didn't know anything about drugs. If I had a person with a drug problem, I need to learn how to become a drug counselor. I don't know about marriages. Somebody comes up to me with a marital problem. As a president, people look at you like a minister or a pastor or something. You're more than just a motorcycle club president. People want you in their lives. They want you to help them. They think you have this thing you might not have. Well, then, damn it, go get it. So if guy keeps asking you about, man, am I married, blah, blah, blah. Well, I've never been married. I don't know anything about that. Seek that specialized knowledge. How would a club be able to get rid of a corrupt president? Vote his ass out. That's how. Bring him up on charges. You know, a lot of people will call you corrupt. But what you don't do is the coup d'etat. The coup d'etat. The phone call, little meetings behind people's backs, and you're believing everything somebody says about a guy you don't know about. Especially if you're new to the club, too. You know, you got this guy and somebody tells you he's a jerk and now you hate him. And he's never done one jerk thing to you. You've never even met him, but he's a jerk. You can't hate people because somebody else hates people. You can't judge. The association that person X had with person Y has nothing to do with you. So give people their own rope to hang themselves. Give a person a fair shake. Don't hate a person on somebody else's behalf. And the reason that people hate presidents is because presidents have to get the job done. There's got to be someone pushing the right edge. And when you're pushing the right edge and telling people to take responsibility for what they're responsible for, they tend to hate you. And that's how presidents get bad names for the most part. If you think a president is narcissistic, or you think he's a jerk or a butthole or all those kinds of things, ask yourself what kind of people is he working with? And are those people doing their jobs? And the greatest movie for me was Mutiny on the Bounty. Mutiny on the Bounty was about a crazy, warped, sick captain of a boat. But in reality, and we find out in the end of the movie, was the captain as screwed up as his officers, the folks that set him up for failure? If you're setting your president up for failure, what can you hope for other than that he will fail? You got to set your president up to be successful too, whether you like him or not. Now, I didn't vote for some of these presidents that we've had. Well, we've had a lot in my lifetime. We've had Nixon and Ford and, oh my goodness, we had Clinton and Bush 1 and Bush 2 and Obama and Reagan and, oh my goodness, Trump. And I promise you, I did not like all those guys. But for them to be successful meant America was successful. And I would rather they be successful than they fail. Set your president up to be a success. And you will be amazed at what happens. Let's see. Does the president of the MC set the tone for the club. He certainly should. As goes the president, a lot of times, so goes the club. The president should be the figurehead that moves us forward. For instance, I want the Black Sabbath to ride hard across the nation, rain, sleet, or snow. I wanted us to be known as one of the hardest riding clubs in America. So I got my butt out there in the snow and started riding across the country. And my bros would not have it. You, with your old self, will not outride us. And so it began. One Love Dragon, what makes a strong president? Oh, okay, we already read that. Is there a chain of command in the MC? There sure is. In my book, Sergeant at Arms Bible, and in my book, Prospects Bible, you will see the chain of command. I've put it there for everyone to see. But basically, it's president, vice president, secretary, sergeant at arms, road captain in your traditional MC. And some MCs have business managers and PROs and treasurers, and they fall up in there. But that's the basic top 5: president, vice president, secretary, sergeant at arms, road captain. Ryan says you succeed together or you fail. This is true. Okay. Well, thank you, Rico. I'd love for you to buy the books. Thank you so much. So what happens is people that are watching this later won't be able to see all these questions going by, I don't think. So I'm glad that you asked them to me. 47 minutes. Wow. So my books, Prospects Bible for Women's Motorcycle Clubs, Sergeant at Arms Bible, Public Relations Officer's Bible, they're out all on Amazon, all on Kindle, and you can get them there. My new book, President's Bible, is coming, and you can pre-order President's Bible. The information is down there. You can send me the money on PayPal. And my new kids book will be out like really fast, and it's going to be like a Black Sabbath brother of mine is going to be drawing it. And do I plan on doing audiobooks? I sure am. I just bought my studio, and I'm learning how to use it now, and I'm going to be doing audiobooks as well as podcasts for my truck drivers and stuff that are listening to me on the road. They keep calling me and telling me that stuff, so I shall have audiobooks out very shortly. What if charters can't agree on a new bylaw or a new direction the club was going in? Then they got to work it out, bro. The charters got to work it out, and they have to vote, and the most votes win. And sometimes that takes a long time to work out. Believe me, I got a lot of them. Appreciate the positive feedback on the motorcycle club. You're definitely welcome. All right, folks, we're at 50 minutes, 48 minutes and 29 seconds. And I'm sure that you guys don't want to hear me bark on. What's out up there in NorCal Moto, Northern California? Let me tell you something, man. If you're up in San Francisco area, too cold for me. Freezing cold up there. Can't be. I'm a Southern California cat. Can you explain legacy members in depth? Legacy members I think of as mother chapter members, and boy, mother chapter members are something else. I just did a video on when the mother chapter is irrelevant. I don't believe in legacy members. 26 years, 27, 28 years in the Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club game, and I'm no more or greater of a member than somebody that just got their brotherhood 2 weeks ago. The only difference is I've been around a little bit longer, have a little bit more experience. I've contributed to help keep us going, but he should be contributing for the next 28 years. And so if I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do and he's doing everything he's supposed to do, the motorcycle club is great. I'm not better than him. If I was, I would have like 5 votes because I'm a legacy member and I get 5 votes. And I don't. I get 1 vote. You know, I get 1 vote. Actually, I don't get a vote at all. I only get a vote to break a tie. But any member gets 1 vote. That's it. You get a vote no matter whether you're a legacy member, an original member, a long-term member. You just get 1 vote. So no member is greater than any other. If you make the brotherhood, then you're a brother. and the whole legacy member and all this stuff, it's for the birds. It's the front patch chest that makes you feel good on your front patch. Original 7, original 17, the original 9, the first 12, Redwood 9, all this old stuff. But what matters is the back patch. That's what matters. The one that says who you are. We, not I, but we. Front patches are eye patches. And I have a lot of cool eye patches. But the one I love the most is the we patch on the back. The cold is gone. You know what? I'm not coughing. I'm not coughing. I'm not coughing. Holy moly. Now I'm going to cough. I wasn't coughing. Can the MC member of another state address a club if he's not from that state or an MC club in that area? If you're talking about within your own charter, it depends on your bylaws, and a lot of times, heck yeah, you can come in and say something, especially if it's something about another state, or you can come in and say what you feel or something like that, if the bylaws allow that. But do you get a vote in another charter? No. Okay, 51 minutes. Any more questions? Is Black Sabbath coming to Alabama? Yeah, we tried to get into Memphis, and it was looking pretty good, and then the guys we had fell through. It happens. So we would, did I say Memphis? That's not Alabama. No, we haven't tried to get into Alabama. We don't have anybody in Alabama. I gotta find a crew there, but we're coming every place we can put a crew. So the Black Sabbath is growing and continues to grow, and we love to have good brothers, and we need 7 people in a state, and that's what it takes, or 7 people in a city for us. Now in most motorcycle clubs you only need 5, but the Black Sabbath started with an original 7, so you need 7 people, and we'll come check you out and holler at you and see if you might want to be us. Thanks for all the knowledge. Thank you for listening. Man, San Francisco's cold as hell. No, it's probably cold there right now. No, absolutely not. I was stationed in Mare Island. I was stationed in Mare Island for just a little bit, and over in Treasure Island, and it was just too cold. All right, I love you all, man. It's always cold. Probably some fog over there right now or something silly. I can do without Northern California. 72 degrees. 72 degrees is cold. 72 degrees is freezing. It's like 90 something here in Atlanta. 72 degrees. All right. So I love you all. Thank you for listening to my channel. Thank you for subscribing, and man, just thank you for everything. Thank you for buying the books, and thank you for listening to an old man rant. Having a great time talking with you guys, and I'm hearing from you guys all over the country, and a lot of 1%ers are calling and talking to me, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you for that information that you're giving me. Believe it or not, guys, the 1%ers are, I never thought that would happen. Like, this was like a 99%er channel, and the 1%ers they're calling and they're sending me messages to kind of help you guys with information that you might not know. Sweating in 72 degrees. That's because you're used to it. Love you all. Thank you so much. Get skinny. Oh, I'm back on my workout program. Some of you guys see me, I'm looking a little heavy right now. Give me a few weeks, man, and you will see I'm back on my program and everything's going great. Get skinny, and it's outstanding talking to you.